Give me 1 second, everybody. Let me put the link in the chat. Gmail. Oh, my man, Gmail. Give me 1 second, everybody. Give me 1 second, everybody. Getting that link out. Much respect to everybody. Let me turn that recording off. Stop. Let me put this link out. Send it to myself. Bam. Come back over here. Shout out to everybody in the house. Do the screen share. Wait a second. Dangerous. Screen share. Wait for my brother Lotus to get in the house. Bam. Make sure. Bam.
Class in session, so it's time for you to get the notes. The quickest way to sell your soul is when you niggas vote. This shit I'm kicking is forbidden, better listen, bro. A politician preaching love is the biggest joke. See, what they do is use the shit as a tool. Got us focused on these fools and putting shit in our food. Fighting to free your mind is kinda hollow but true. The system make you a zombie if you follow the rules, so we rebel. But not too many live it to tell, till they find the cheat code using digital scales. Paradise is aborted when the mission is failed. Heaven and hell collide like prison and jail. And you don't need religion just to say you awake. You even dumber than you look, you think you came from an ape. Religion needs science, science need religion. One tell a story and the other paint the picture. But listen, nigga, if you dig a little deeper, you can find that little rabbit in the mother of the reaper. I'm the best for a reason. There's a message in the speaker. When the cosmos talking, that's a blessing from the ether. One day I met the devil for real and made a deal with him. Told him all I want is the money and kept it real with him. Came in the form of a thought, I couldn't build with him. Shit I was selling the fiends was really killing them. Your gun bars ain't much if you got them shoot. I'm strapped and bulletproof like the Batman suit. All it takes is one snap to have my enemies killed. The laws of space and time, I can bend them at will. Yeah, I'm in the world that some of y'all have not seen, and living on the page that some of y'all cannot read. And right now they probably calling me cheap, cause I decided it's enough and now I finally speak. Tell you the truth, I don't trust people who cheat. It's deeper than having sex, you give birth to deceit. If you see where this is going, this is true as can be. If you lie to the ones you love, then you do it to me. The cold word is rainy night. Niggas get wet outside, but ain't no rain in sight.
The link should be in your email, brother. The link should be in your email.
They wonder where this come from, ascension when it's all done. No reason to believe in a God when you become one, you understand. You could get it the same. Niggas will double cross you if you get them the fame. My soul ain't for sale just to get in the game. It's dangerous, homie, just remember the name.
Part 2.
Last of my people been driven out of the United States for over 700 years, and I carried the youth, the European.
They just wanna keep us asleep. I know this shit suck, but when the fuck when niggas wake up, I know this shit tough. Every other step you take, you get your foot stuck. Cause they go and show you the fly with some niggas pushed up. Religion is a part of the system, my nigga, listen. If you ain't got control of your soul, then you's a victim. The Pope fall over the net with politicians. The same politicians who sleeping with little children. Time to make them pay for what they did to the youth.
Hawk, I appreciate you, brother.
They censoring truth. You ain't gotta show shit when you live in the proof. Giving support to your
I'm putting the Zoom link.
Time to fight, fire,
Gotcha.
fire. Get on some
Appreciate
shit. Time to get back with
I put the Zoom link in the chat for anybody that's gonna come up after the brother Lotus give his presentation. I ain't let nobody on to after the brother give his presentation, and then we can talk. Hey, appreciate you.
What you need me to say? Ask the world leaders about the oath they secretly take. It's a plan that they got to keep us legally slaves. It's a war going on like rich versus poor. The rich keep getting rich while you broke ass starve.
Hey, brother, keep it to after the brother gives his presentation, please.
You need that income.
After the brothers give his presentation, then you can come up.
Your emotions are controlled by a system. Cause when I make a song full of hate, niggas listen. When I make a song about love, niggas skip it. They both from the soul, so really ain't nothing different. Today you gotta give it a fight to make the hate stop. Niggas on that ignorant shit, gon' get a face shot. Believe what you wanna believe. A lot of niggas snakes, only going off of belief.
Shout out my brother Lotus in the house.
I'm ready for damnation.
After I play a couple songs, brother, I'm gonna give you the host and let you do your thing. Much respect to the brother. Gonna play a couple more songs, and then we're gonna start this presentation. Ryan's Hawk, I appreciate you.
Unity's power beyond, we should embrace it. But you could never bathe in the truth when you embrace it. Speeding off what you was taught, then the brake slip. Then you see it's nothing you thought. That shit is dangerous. A lot of people die for what? That shit was aimless. It's kind of like a video game. It took stages. Just make sure these lanes remain nameless. Politics part 2.
My name Dangerous. Shout out the sponsor, Dangerous Music. Shout out the sponsor, Chris Cyphers. Shout out the sponsor, Brian. Shout out to sponsor, Executive Sessions. Shout out to sponsor, Richard TSL. Flat motherfucking power, my nigga for life.
It's kind of like the sun coming over a dark cloud, shining on you with its warm rays of magnificence.
Yo, once again from the soul.
Let my brother the Taz Show on. Welcome Taz Show. Ram Roger.
Page that'll make you sit back and witness the plague. Got kids picture grenades missing the days. Guess you can't be a star sitting in the shade. And at times life will make you sicker than AIDS. Twisting the haze, laid out wishing you prayed, working hard. Difference is made in a world that'll kill you and spit in your grade. The best thing a parent can say to a child: success has no restriction for age. Or we might be another nigga twisting some braids in the penitentiary, spending some days. Bad choices, plus you know how niggas persuade. Them snakes got venomous ways. And the worst thing to a man is feeling betrayed. Head above water, still get hit with a wave. Still think of my queen, get hit with a daze. Still treat us no different than slaves. This world will take heart and fill them with rage. Water seeds with hate and make them sit in a cage. On some bullshit.
Hey Hawkeye, I'm gonna put my number in the chat.
World on some
Take my number
bullshit.
down and hit me up. Call me up during the
Nothing new
presentation.
under the sun. Shit ain't no different today. You know I can give to what your ministers say. I won't forget the past to remember the faith. As society takes souls and send them astray. Then it's the hate you got trapped deep in your heart. So in these times I fall back deep in the arts. Hidden colors. Got a nigga seeking the arc. Sipping tea, watching devils pull people apart. I remember an old saying: reap what you sow on your journey. Stay humble and teach what you know. And this flow ain't the shit you see at the store. It's more like the damn killer that you greet at the door. Third eye be the seat of your soul. Such a beautiful earth these demons
Hey, put a
control.
check.
Gon' make shit better
Walk out
if I can, cause
in the
all
chat.
over the
Can you,
world my empire
write
stand.
it down so that way I can take it off.
On some bullshit. World on some bullshit. On some
Peace
bullshit.
and love to my brother the Taz Show. Shout out to Taz Show.
World on some bullshit.
Everybody sub up to my brother Lotus TV.
On some
To my brother the
bullshit.
Taz Show.
World on some bullshit.
Real quick, everybody. Shout out to everybody. I want to talk about this chess tournament that we having in the next couple weeks. Let me play one more song. Give me 1 second, everybody.
Discover the Ozempic Zone.
Join those already taking Ozempic. Ask your healthcare provider about Ozempic.
Give me 1 second, everybody. One more song. Then I'll hand it over to my brother, Lotus, the Taz.
Hey, yo, Quantic, run them bands up. Yo, we got homie on.
Nigga flow so sick, hit rewind. Little bit, call my phone, hit decline. Nigga want me to phone, but tell him keep trying. Been ballin' on niggas, I done retired.
Yeah, one time, turn the beat down. Let a nigga go crazy, see now. Fell off, got it back, had to retry. Bitch say I wasn't shit, had to remind.
Excuse me, it's big dog, straight drop. Yeah, I'm white, mayo. Everything good as a 10-4.
Pour some drink, roll up some ganja. I'm about to blow like a motherfucking roster. Big dog status, you know I ain't flogging. Go in the way that I want, I ain't bothered. Yell up on with me, feeling like a martyr. She wanna kick it, she want no karate. I just want head, I don't want nobody. Might take a nigga, bitch, that's a ride.
That whole back stop, nigga. Ain't no motherfucking option, nigga. Over. I got your little hoe up on my side like a motherfucking option, nigga.
Big black nigga, my persona. Yes, I'm guilty, your honor. Of killing these niggas and fucking these bitches. Yes, I admit to the charges.
ABR be the mafia. Tell them ain't nobody stopping us. Lot of sucker niggas wanna copy us. Still dripping on the floor, you can mop it.
Let me pop my shit. Niggas be killing me. Gotta swap my shit. Niggas watch my shit. Since you niggas stealing, well, let me lock my shit. Let me stop my shit. Yeah, I'm from the bottom, but that don't stop not shit. Bitch, I'm an underdog. I mean, underhog. Still, nothing top my shit. Bitch, I'm the truth. And I showed you over and over again. This shit ain't no fluke. This is the proof. I set the bar in this bitch, and I'ma raise it like the roof. They counting me out. Yeah, they gotta be tripping or don't know shit about addition. Subtracting myself from anything bullshitting. I move forward, expedition. Since I do music, now I gotta move different. Be damn, I move without a tool. From rappers is danger, and I just can't be caught slipping. Be damn, I let a nigga do me. I ain't no killer, but I ain't never scared to shoot it. Don't run up on me like a groupie. You got some beef, nigga, shells come included. This won't be a Taco Tuesday.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the house. I'm gonna stop the screen share and let my brother Lotus take over. Lotus, you good? You ready, brother?
Yes, sir. On admiration, Big Dog Philly. What's good, man?
Everything good, brother. Much love and respect to the Taz Show. We're gonna talk about this after, the brother gives his presentation. So I'm gonna give you the host and everything like I always do, brother, for you to do your thing, man. Much respect.
Appreciate it.
Give me a second.
Most
Let me
appreciated.
get the host. Bam. And we'll talk about the chess tournament and everything after the brother does his presentation. I'm gonna let people on. You got the host, brother. I'm gonna mute up and let you do your thing. Much respect. Much love and respect to everybody in the chat. The Taz Show, my brother, Lotus. Y'all got it, brother. Much respect.
Much respect. Honorable admiration, all my good brothers and sisters on the feather. Once again, thank a good brother, Big Dog Philly OG, for allowing me to share this information as we go in. Once again, this will be part 3 of going in on the alphabets, the abjads, and of course, Abu Ghida. And be digging into these languages like we did last week, where we were discovering a lot of things. In fact, the week before that, we discovered together, well, rediscovery for me, that there was something called Inkunable, Inkunabula, where no matter what language a person spoke, everybody used Latin and Latin characters in their press. And what people were using, as in those who were the movers and shakers who had control of the press, who created the removable type and movable type presses, leading to what is now called the printer. They all use Latin. So as we discovered that they were all using Latin, we also found out that they formed something called Englishing. So we have a lot of words that are Latin and French. And what we discover is when you see Old French, it's just Latin. And a great deal of many things. If you have not watched the last 2 Wednesdays pertaining to the alphabets, the Abjad and Abu Ghida, pertaining to being a system created by the Fellows of the Royal Society, using our languages, using our words to put many of their curriculums together, their institutions of learning, and for their peer-reviewed research, hypothesis, theories. We will find that the original writing was in the Latin language. So once again, we find that there are discrepancies, especially in the Pan-Africans information, when it comes to them showing us records of stuff going back 1492, 1619, 17th, 18th century, even into the 19th century, when it's not found on a Latin script. Again, not found on a Latin script. Now, to test the validity of that comes later, but just to get to that point, it's very tough. So we find a lot of the narratives that we hear today, a lot of the narratives they say about our people here in America, to lack in Latin script, to only have Englishing, and as I showed last week, that I have Paradise Lost and Purgatory in Paradise in book form with the original spelling of many words from that time, although they will stress that it's supposedly from the 13th century. But in the book, it literally explains that it was Reverend Carey, by the way, great-great-great-grandfather of comedian actor Jim Carrey, so I've heard. Yeah. That when we see that most of the stuff that a lot of us talk about pertaining to history, that we have to question the validity of it, because if it was not passed directly down from your ancestors, and we still gotta check that as well, that you are at the mercy of the translator, and you will always be at the mercy of the translator. If you have sources that are outside of your bloodline, not directly from your great-great-great-great-grandparents, or at least stories passed down from your great-great-great-grandparents that can validate some type of event that happened supposedly in that which is said to be a part of history pertaining to us here in America. As I always do, an example. Many people will say, oh, they sold us into slavery. Oh, we also had slaves. But no one is expressing that there was no Federal Reserve. So when I ask, what did we use? Did we use numismatics? Did we use a different type of paper? What did we use to trade? Because what I have discovered, and in fact, you see it on my avatar there, that actually we had an agrarian culture. An agrarian culture, which means that I trade, I barter, and I make, and we share in the things that are most important: food, shelter, clothing. Not specifically in that order. Some might find eating obviously more important than clothes. You definitely need to eat. That's how you live. You definitely need a roof. So maybe we can't say it in that order for my own little, pat myself on my back. Maybe we can say out of the importance of our existence is to make sure we have food so we can sustain ourselves, to have a roof so we do not have to freeze when it is too cold, especially when you in the snow, and to have those clothes to keep us warm, covered up, and so on and so forth. So what I'm trying to explain that these key things that we're learning taking place in the 19th century is a great deal of angelization. And angelization and neologies are taking place. And alongside this, where we have a reconstruction period. What is mind-boggling to me is the AIU, Alliance Israelite Universal, created the curriculum called history. And when they come into having some type of power, or to call it power, that we have the Reconstruction period. On Sister Bethy's channel, she read that the Reconstruction period took place between 1663, not 1663, pardon me, y'all, 1863 to 1877. The AIU was created in 1860, and they were writing everything you can imagine and think of from that period of time past the beginning of the 20th century. Again, past the beginning of the 20th century. So for a multiple purpose subject this has become, is that when you deal with this and you really dig into these languages and these alphabets and these abjads and these abugidas, that you will find that a lot of the history that we have fall under the creation of these periods of time between 1663, I'm saying 1663, 1863 to 1877. But I'd rather show, improve, and show that there is a connection with none other. Well, I'll wait till I read it before I say it. Let me pull it up. Okay. All right, so we covered this last Wednesday. And here I was showing the extensive that when we hear the language Spanish, many people under the impression that, Spanish is connected to the country that's called Spain. It's next to Portugal, and that Spanish and Portuguese have similar words, and Latin has similar words, and then we have those who push a very negative, very, very negative narrative on us and lie about us and our origins, or to be origins of being here in America. They will push this, and they will heavily push this, and they will fight you to a T. So with this here that I share with you, this is how you correct those who are promoting that Western academic lie. And that Western academic lie today is structured and fully functional thanks to a group called UNESCO. So we're gonna see. I don't already said it. So I'm right here. Official use. We already went over this, so I'll go over some the important parts. That Esperanto is spread all the way to Hungary and China. That this language we see on this map, it's all over the world, but you see majority of it is in America, but it's all over the world. So it says right here that there were planes at the beginning of the 20th century to establish neutral Morisnet in Central Western Europe. Okay, cool. So as the world's first Esperanto state, any such plans came to an end when the Treaty of Versailles awarded the disputed territory to Belgium. And this is taking place in 1920. Now, the micronation of Rose Island. Okay, cool. So let's get past all this. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. What do we have here? It says near Italy and the Adriatic Sea used Esperanto as an official language in 1968. So it's like if Italy's established with Latin and Catalan, why would they need to use Esperanto? So we have near the Republic of Molossia. The hell is that? It's really weirdo. That's in America, y'all. Come on. What? What is this? Republic of Molossia. What is this, y'all? Did y'all know about this? Come on, man. They have a whole republic in our country, the micronation claiming sovereignty over 11.3 acres. What? On land near Dayton, Nevada, the micronation has not received recognition from any of the member states of the United Nations. It was founded by Kevin Bach. He continues to pay property taxes on the land to Story County, the recognized local government. Although he calls it foreign aid, he has stated, we all want to think we have our own country, but you know the U.S. is a lot bigger. What the hell's going on here, man? Hold up. How the hell they got a whole damn nation within our country? Where they do that at? What is going on here? Dayton, Nevada, man, y'all got a lot of answering to do. So I'm just showing how under the nose and under the radar and how unexpected that these things go. And most people would have no idea that there's a place in Nevada located in America that has its own nation and is backed by this language. How the hell does this language have so much damn power? Huh? So use Esperanto as an official language alongside English. What the hell's going on here? Chinese government has used Esperanto since 2001 for daily news on China. Or damn, China also uses Esperanto in China Radio International and for the international magazine El Popular Chino. Was that supposed to be Chino? Anyway, the Vatican Radio has Esperanto version of its podcast and its website. The United States Army has published military phrases, books in Esperanto. Sheesh. How far does this go? To be used from the 1950s until the 1970s in war games by mock enemy forces. A field a field reference manual. Okay, so we're seeing that we have a nation where like they wrote their whole damn preamble and constitution using Esperanto out in Nevada. Okay, all right. So let's see where else this is going, because we're seeing that it's entangled into the military now. Esperanto is a working language. Several nonprofit international organizations, such as the Siaka, whatever, Siaka Asocio Tutmonda, a left-wing cultural association which had 724 members in over 85 countries in 2006. Man, this whole shit is going on. And this is another thing too, that like some of us are acting like we can't just go off grid and build our own city. And it's crazy that I feel that like there's a lot of distractions out there, but at the same time, there's actually no more excuses. We can literally go to the middle of our country, build our own city, establish our own language, establish our own personal alphabet and all that. We can do that with no problem. Think anyone's going to really stop us? No, they don't give a damn. All right. So there's the education. Oh, shit. There is also education at internet, which has developed from an Esperanto organization. Most others are specifically Esperanto organizations. The largest of these, the Universal Esperanto Association. Damn, they got their own shit. Has an official consultative relationship with the United Nations and UNESCO. Damn. Which recognized Esperanto as a medium for international understanding in 1954. The Universal Esperanto Association collaborated in 2017 with UNESCO to deliver an Esperanto translation of the magazine UNESCO Courier, UNESCO Corriero and Esperanto. The World Health Organization offers the Esperanto version and of the blankety blank and the jabby jabs. All right. They even got their own personal word for it. Occupational safety and health educational course. Esperanto was also the first language of teaching and administration of the International Academy of Science, San Marino. Look at this. League of Nations made attempts to promote teaching Esperanto in member countries, but the resolutions were defeated mainly by French delegates who did not feel there was a need for it. See, because Esperanto will have words that you will find in the French language, and the French aren't gonna like that. They're not gonna see French language. They OIS is Y, but they're not gonna spell it OIS in Esperanto. So there's so much to this, and for some they're like man, it's just a language, but you can't write constitutions, you can't write amendments, you can't do any of these things without having a language, without having a alphabet, a structure to create these things. All right. So summer 1924, the American Radio Relay League adopted Esperanto as official international auxiliary language and hoped that the language would be used by radio amateurs. So we'll what we're seeing is what else we got? Let's see, before we get to the history, before we get to the funky part. All the personal documents sold by the World Service Authority, y'all. Look up the World Service Authority. You don't have to use Wikipedia. You can always go down to the sources. When it comes to simple searches like this, it's cool if you're trying to find some serious stuff. Wikipedia is the worst. You're trying to get down to the details of something, these sources might not even take it to you. But the best thing to do is, and in fact, this is what I did. You get the books, you get the physical books, you go to these libraries, you go to Library of Congress, you get the physical books, you get the information out there, then you can type it in and look it up. So if I didn't know about Esperanto, which I got from Rosetta Thesaurus, back in 2013, I would have never found or stumbled upon World Service Authority. And you know what I'm saying? You can look into this stuff, you can see all these things going on that's connected to this, including World Passport, y'all. World Passport. So 150 years ago, man, we ain't no damn passport to travel. You was like, hey, we about to go build a boat. How big we gonna make that boat? Oh, big enough for us to go. Let's say we on the East Coast. Oh, we about to go to Greenland, or we about to go to Iceland. You know what I'm saying? I heard they got some good spots where you can fish. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go get some good fish up in this area. You have to go get no damn passport, or I want to go into Canada and go build something over there where I could store some goods and stuff. And it's always cold in these certain parts. I could go dig some holes and store some stuff. You know what I mean? You know, we didn't need a passport. But when it comes to this, connected to this damn Esperanto shit, now we need some goddamn passports. So, I mean, it's not that simple. But it's including the world passport are written in Esperanto together with English, French, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, and Chinese. So Esperanto would be like the pivot for all Creole pidgin languages. It's like a key that connects all these languages that are basically pidgin languages. Like English has a great deal of our words from here, but they are angelicized. They have gone through angelization. So we're not pronouncing the words the way that our ancestors did 200 years ago. Same thing with French, same thing with Spanish. Anything with the ISH at the end is connected to some Yiddish romantic nonsense that they have mixed in and also changed the pronunciation to a pidgin form and an angelicized or angelization form. We have what's Russian, but we know that's Polish and Swedish. And we have Arabic, which we know that is Hamazi, or that's Tafina and Beja and Obein, Matoki. And we have Chinese, which would be Mandarin. And I'm forgetting the other one. You got Mandarin, and there's another one of the languages there, and so on and so forth, and Chongguo languages. Then you have the official language of the United Nations. So the United Nations has official languages that they use and that they will bring into World Court and things pertaining to that. But I want to make sure everyone get an understanding again that all the personal documents sold by the World Service Authority, including the World Passport, are written in Esperanto, together with English, French, Spanish, Russian, and Arabic and Chinese, the official languages of the United States. So if that's the case, and that's when they've been doing all these things, but we're seeing that in 1501 in Cunabula, the swaddling cloth, though that which was printed after 1501, after the beginning of the 16th century, all falls under the Incunabula, and then they created this angelization, like Zoe mentioned last Wednesday about the new Latin, where they started adding suffixes and prefixes, and they just started breaking all this stuff down. Well, all that starts with Esperanto, and let's see who's connected to the origin of Esperanto. In case people try and say, oh, Lotus be lying, Lotus don't know what he's saying, he's habitual, oh, the AIU he be saying and stuff, and oh, he be trying to connect all the Rothschilds and all them names. I'm about to bust all them names out again and go, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to give it to you. So what is this here? Esperanto was created in the late 1870s. Damn. Again, the Reconstruction period took place between 1863 and 1877. What that say right there? This right here is the Reconstruction language. This right here is the so-called New World Order, where they changed everything from what they were doing from 1501, and then we have now 1870s. But who's involved? L.L. Zamenhof, a Polish Jewish what? Time out. Hold up. So Direct connection to the creators of the curriculum we call history. As in, before the AIU, there was no curriculum called history. That means all those history books, ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Babylonian, ancient Egyptian. Oh, it don't stop there. No, it don't. Ancient Ireland, ancient anything connected to the Arabian. Again, all ancient anything in these languages. Ancient stories or anything that's in English, French, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, or Chinese. All of their historical accounts, historical stories, drawings, murals, hieroglyphs, I don't give a damn. All of that stuff is being put together during the times of 1870s and the early 1880s. Now, that's just me. That's the position I take. Pay good money to have that information and knowledge. And I'm giving bits and pieces of it so everyone can get an understanding. Again, I want to make sure everyone understands this. Esperanto is connected to the United Nations and UNESCO. Okay? Esperanto is connected to the World Service Authority. Esperanto is connected to the World Passport. Esperanto is connected to together with the languages French, English, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, and Chinese. But who and what nationality, what culture, what tradition, what are they into? Who is it? A Polish Jew. How the hell you say this? Ophthalmologist? The hell is that? Is a surgical subspecialty within medicine that deals with the diagnosis and treatment of eye disorders. So this is the like an optometrist. Okay. Ophthalmology. So they dealing with these blind motherfuckers. No, I'm just playing. Just playing. Oh, anyway. So he's from Biel. I'm trying to remember how to say that one. Bielystok. It might be Bialystok. Where's that? That's out in Poland. So anyone knows about the information during World War II with Poland and the stuff that was going on? All right. So then part of the Russian Empire, but now part of Poland. In the 1870s, just a few years before Zamenhof created Esperanto, Polish was banned in public places in Bialystok. So according to Zamenhof, he created the language to reduce the time and labor we spend in learning foreign tongues. So when I tell people like, man, you just said that your record had these certain words in it, bro, man. So, people will say, well, Lotus, you ain't been giving us the whole story and all this stuff. And, and I'll be like, well, why don't y'all notice? You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to hold your hand. Like when I go deal with them Pan-Africans, now I just tell them like, so you want me to hold your hand too? I just said something and they saying, prove it, source up or shut up. No, you should already know this information. This information shouldn't be new to you. You should be able to finish my sentence if you know about these things. But that's what's going on. A lot of people just don't know these things. They didn't know that it was a Polish Jewish man who created this Esperanto. And a lot of us think that Spanish and Latin and French and German and whatever languages over there, the Romance languages, we're thinking that this is some ancient shit when really this is stuff that was put together by Mr. L.L. Zamenhof. Goddamn Zamenhof. Say that shit 5 times fast. Okay, so according to Zamenhof, he created the language to reduce the time, labor, spent learning foreign tongues, and to foster harmony between people from different countries. Were there but an international language, all translations would be made into it alone, and all nations would be united in a common brotherhood. His feelings and the situation in Bialystok may be gleaned from an extract from his letter to Nikolai Borovko. If y'all heard of that name before. Nikolai Borovko. And this is supposedly from, who wrote that? Oh, from L.L. Zamenhof. This is Hitler gay uncle or some shit. So the place where I was born and spent my childhood, but man, we don't give a damn. So let's see what it says down here. Okay. It was Russians, Poles. So y'all motherfuckers, y'all was just called Poles. That's fucked up. Germans and Jews. Damn, they separate Jews from all, but Jews are actually, there's Russian Jews, there's Russian Pole heads, Russian Germans, germ-centered ass, germ idiots. Each of these spoke their own language and looked on all the other as enemies. Damn. I mean, damn. In such a town, a sensitive nature feels more acutely than elsewhere the misery caused by language division and sees at every step that the diversity of languages in the first, or at least the most influential basis for the separation of the human family into a group of enemies. I was brought up as an idealist. I was taught that all people were brothers, while outside in the streets at every step, I felt that there were no people, only Russian, Poles, German, Jews, and so on. This was always a great torment to my infant mind, although many people would smile as such, and anguish for the world and the child. Man, shut up. Oh, soft ass. So we see that Zamenhof was a sensitive little sissy. We see that. Okay, all right. He thought he was real witty doing what he did. Okay, so it was invented in 1887. So he started putting in the work and the information, but now we're seeing that this language that a lot of people's slave records are connected to a lot of people who are reading about stuff, even stuff that we agree with. We got to take it all down the line, got to cut it right down the middle, that even stuff that we agree with happening, if we find that it has Esperanto's creation and his structure in it, then we have to find and validate it. Did he borrow any of this structure from anybody else? Then you playing the guessing game, you know, because you don't have a direct ancestor that links you to what was happening during this time. Well, I do. But if you don't, then you're at the mercy of Zamenhof. But again, we'll go at this like I looked at it from 10 years ago. It was invented in 1887 and designed so that anyone could learn it in a few short months. Dr. Zamenhof, he had a hoof, lived in the Zika Street, number 9, which was just around the corner from the street on which we lived. Yeah, brother Afroom, he must have been African, was so impressed with that ideal that he learned Esperanto in a very short time at home from a little book. So one of the ways of getting into the people's minds and to break down the structure is bringing in a language and then moving more people than the people are in an area. And then if everyone is speaking Esperanto and you don't understand Esperanto, but you want to do trade with people, you want to live amongst people, or you want to separate yourself from people. If you decide to separate yourself from these people, you move, you know what I'm saying, from the location you at, or you fight them to move them out of your location, or if you're going to continue to do trade with them, like unfortunately a lot of our ancestors did between the years of 1870 to 1900, which is what you will find in A Small Nation of People, Library of Congress. Very, very good book to get y'all. So this is all personal. We're going to get past the personal stuff. All right. So that's from the autobiography of Tema Kipnis, Jewish refugee from Poland. So we're seeing that the AIU Jewish people, that's the ICA. No, the I, what is that? The N? Oh, my bad, y'all. Hold on. Having a brain diarrhea right now. ICA, the Jewish Colonialization Association, Dayhurst Colony, they started out by bringing 70,000 people from over there who were speaking Esperanto, by the way, to America. Many of those people are those black and white pictures of these Native Americans. Many of those people are called Slovak and variations of other languages from the nations that we saw. So we also see that we saw Chinese in there. So this is all connected, and many people don't want you connecting to, they don't want you really connecting all these dots. They don't want you digging into this stuff, because when it makes it easier to understand the things that were going on and the evidence from the communications between these different groups or within their groups to each other when we get our hands on information like this. So anyway, Zamenhof's goal was to create an easy and flexible language that will serve as a universal second language to foster world peace and international understanding, and to build a community of speakers. His original title for the language was simply the international language, La Lingua Internacia. Interesting that. But early speakers grew fond of the name Esperanto and began to use it as the name for the language. Just 2 years after its creation, the name quickly gained prominence and has been used as an official name ever since. All right, so we even got it in 1905, where Zamenhof published the Fundamento de Esperanto. So when I read papal bulls, when I read encyclicals, and all these things that are coming off so-called from the Catholic Church and the popes, I will literally make the claim here that many of that stuff was not created at that time, that it was created during these times. And that is the issue that a lot of people have with me, is that I have been finding that the Reconstruction period is when they reconstructed all these stories. And that's why when you look into Inkunabula, it's saying that they have 450,000 or 27,500 different books of stuff and authors, and why they have all this stuff, and they were just going nuts. They went around the world, they came together, and they started making all these books, and they started making these stories. And today these stories rule the world, and we see that the person who made this language, Esperanto, is a Polish Jew. All right. So yeah, let me stop subjugating it. So all right. Fundamento de Esperanto, as a definitive guide to the language. Later that year, French Esperantists organized in his participation the First World Esperanto Congress. What the fuck? Are you serious? I don't even think I can read some of this, bro. Why the Pokey 19 stuff gotta be connected into the Esperanto? Could it be because we be thinking that these people in Romania, Yugoslavia, and all of them, they're speaking some unique language when they're really just speaking French, Arabic, and that all those languages of French, Arabic, Latin, Greek, and all this stuff that's really Esperanto, though. Really, it's just Esperanto. But damn, they had their own World Esperanto Congress, an ongoing annual conference in Boulogne-sur-Mer, France. Zamenhof also proposed to the first Congress that an independent body of linguistic scholars should steward the future evolution of Esperanto. So when you hear people talking about, I speak ancient language, and then you pull up one of those 67 so-called languages, and then we're thinking like, man, he knows the ancient Sumerian, Akkadian, Canaanite, Hebrew, ancient Arabic, which really no such thing, and Aramaic. Man, I hate that Aramaic language. And it's like we get so mystified, and we're listening to them say all this stuff, and it's like, wow, they're telling us these stories. And then when it comes to these stories, it's like you can't really place a land You can only use your imagination as they're saying these things, and it only goes back to these words in these books. So again, I'm saying that these people, the AIU created a curriculum called history, and they were forming these languages using our words, changing the way our words are said. Unfortunately, we still English is a form of Esperanto because they have taken all our words and then we're saying it the way that they want us to say them. Now, I would say that we did have some brothers and sisters who were working with them when they were putting this together. And there's no way around that. But see, they wanted to put some scholars to steward the future evolution Esperanto, foreshadowing the founding of the Academio de Esperanto, in part molded after the Academy Francis. Let me make sure I'm saying that one right. I think it's Francis. Which was established soon thereafter. Since then, world congresses have been held in different countries every year, except during the 2 world wars from 2020, the Pokemon 19 pandemic, when it was moved to an online only event since Second World War. So what I'm also giving to people and talking about this New World Order really is just Esperanto. I mean, shit. Dig deeper. This rabbit hole. I haven't found the bottom on this rabbit hole. Yeah, I've not found the bottom on this rabbit hole. They have been attended by an average of more than 2,000 people and up to 6,000 people. Yeah, we don't care. Okay, so the global auxiliary language, we saw that in the alphabet, and you saw that in the abjad. What else? What we got? What else you got, Zumanoff? What else you got? Damn, they even got a Zumanoff day. So, again, I wanted to cover this real quick so everyone can understand that this Esperanto character is connected to like the beginning of United Nations and UNESCO, and that they're using his language as like the language. So when they all come together and all those nations are meeting up, for them to communicate and everyone understand that they're using this Esperanto. You find another source of Esperanto. So y'all definitely look into this stuff. You know, you can see that there's been a whole time there's been a world language. Why Hitler and man, what the fuck out of here. Why Hitler and Stalin hated Esperanto, the 135-year-old language of peace. Man, they kill me with this advertisement. So here they go. Here they go. Coming over to America with these books to brainwash the hell out of us, bringing fiat, bringing the Federal Reserve, bringing the Slovak people. These are nothing but agents of the AIU, the ones that decided to stay there in North Africa. They had the Khedive Decree. You see the flags, you see the stuff they got going on here. They waged war on us. Look at this. What does that say? Esperanto, socialismo. Yes, socialism. Here they go. Here they go. These big head ass retarded looking motherfuckers. They came over here with Globe Earth. They came over here with Sephardic, where the rabbi. We should never call them rabbis. Where the weirdo with a beard is circumcising a child, and he's gonna suck on the baby wing wang after he sucks the blood and the foreskin off. That's what y'all into? That's their culture, y'all. That's these. That's them. Organo de la I don't know if that's an H. The Kia, Shirat, Tala, Esperanto, Citaro. Look at this weird looking motherfucker right here. The meaning of the Soviet Republic Esperanto Union held in Moscow in 1931. In the late 1800s, the city Bialystok, Stok. Yeah, that's right. Bialystok, which was once Polish, then Prussian. In Prussian, now we getting somewhere because it was Chancellor Clemens von Metternich, who was the Prince of Prussia, who the Rothschilds answered to. Again, the Rothschilds answered to Prince Metternich. All right, so then Prussian, then the Russian, and today again, part Poland was the hub of diversity, the large number of Poles, Germans, Russian, Yiddish-speaking Ashkenaz Jews. Each group spoke a different language and viewed members of other communities with suspicions. So they were sus. All right. And this is the man himself. Right. That's him, y'all. So where did we get the terminologies for calling ourselves Negro? Bam. Colored. Oh shit. I didn't cut the whole damn shit off him. The fuck. Negro, colored, the whole putting together, and we'll think that, oh, it was this one guy that created a racist. Nah, they're using his work. So I wanted to show this. It's gonna say the same stuff. They even have an Esperanto language no one owns. Okay. They gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. All right. Struggles and success. We don't care. All right. Trying to get to this Abugida. Okay, who is this? Simonov left. Was murdered during the Holocaust. Get him out of here. All right. I probably shouldn't laugh at that, y'all. I don't want to get upset that I'm laughing at this stuff. Actually, this stuff is pretty serious. It's very, very, very serious. Really want to dig into that. Want to go even further? Definitely can look into that stuff. But I'm trying to make sure that I explain this so everyone can understand that, like the Greek history, when we hear about Pan-African or Pan-German, and that it was Otto von Bismarck who created the phrase Pan, but really it was Zamenhof. Okay, and they were working for the AIU, so they're working together. They're putting this stuff together. So, like when you read these Greek stories, these so-called Greek philosophers, Democritus created the atom and the beginning of the periodical tables of elements. You know, we have all these other stories: Aristotle, Hermes, Homer. Yeah, there's so many names. I'm intentionally. I don't even want to say the names, to be honest, y'all. I literally know like too many of them, but they made these stories up. Okay, I want to express this again. They were creating languages. All those languages that they have up there, the English, they took words from our languages over here and changed the way we speak them. French, they took words from our languages and put it all together. Same thing with the Chinese stuff too, with the Chinese language. that stuff has to be broke down. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that for another day too. But the German language, they went around the world cataloging all the different words they were learning from other languages. The German language itself is conflicting because the person who supposedly made the original dictionary is Rasmus Gras. And if you go talk to any of those Ethiopians, they brag about him because they'll say that was the Ethiopian who created the damn German language. So it's so much trickery going on that these people they didn't start these words. They didn't create these words. They didn't create the symbols for the letters and all the stuff that was put in. But they are the ones that put it in that system so they can control us. Like this is like, now I'm going to create this for everybody. World peace. And it's been war since. It's been 135 years of war. And if you can go look up why Stalin and Adolf Hitler hated that language and the things that come, why would somebody hate a language? Like, man, you don't hear me, goddamn it. Let's get to this Abu Ghida. Abu Ghida. Where's it at?
Abu
Abu
Ghida.
Ghida. Abu Ghida. Now we see that's Geese. So on Rasmus Ras tombstone, he has Geese, he has Arabic, and I think he has Persian or one of those. Sometimes known as alpha syllabary, neosyllabary, or pseudo-alphabet. Ooh, they getting personal. They getting personal. See, whenever it steps away from the Esperanto creations, the Joseph von Hammer-Purgstall creations, who was working with Clemens von Metternich, who was working with Charles Netter. Again, before they called it Metternich, they called it the Metternich, named after Clemens von Metternich, the family that was over the Rothschilds, who the Rothschilds answered to. Okay? Charles Netter, the Netter family, who the Rothschilds answered to. This is the Rothschilds, they little bitches. Okay? All right. They don't want you that just watch this. That's why it's a citation needed. So pseudo alphabet, huh? Mm-hmm. The segmental writing system in which consonant vowel sequences are written as units. Each unit is based on a consonant letter, and a vowel notation is secondary. This contrasts with the full alphabet, in which vowels have status equal to consonants, and with an object, in which vowel markings is absent, partial, or optional. In less formal context, all three types of script may be termed alphabets. Citation needed for a big reason. See, because they're trying to dodge the diacritical hijack. Shout out to 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever drop. The terms also contrast them with the syllabary, in which the symbols cannot be split into separate consonants and vowels. So you see, they want to say pseudo, but we see that it has that's by far the most strict system. Now, look, related concepts were introduced independently in 1948 by James Germain Favier, using the term neosyllabism or neosyllabisme, whatever, and David Deringer using the term semisyllabary. Then in 1959 by Fred Householder introducing the term pseudo-alphabet. Yeah, he didn't like that. Must have been one of them Esperanto babies. The Ethiopic term Abu Ghida was chosen as the designation for the concept in 1990 by Peter T. Daniels. Y'all look him up. You see, I already have. In 1992, Faber suggested segmentally coded syllabary. My bad. Syllabically. Damn, I'm messing these words up. Hold on. Yeah, I said it right. Man, I'm still saying it wrong, y'all. Bear with me. Whatever. Segmentally, coded, syllabically, linear, phonographic script. Sheesh. So y'all, hey, anybody that really wants to dig into something, you can pause right here, type that in, look that up. All right. In 1992, Bright used the term alpha syllabary and Ganondesikan and Ringzine, Cox, and Fowler have suggested Aksara or Akshari. Abugidas included the extensive Brahmic family of scripts of Tibet, South and Southeast Asia, Semitic Ethiopic script, and Canadian Aboriginal syllabic. See how Canada pops back up in there? See, well, you know what? Yeah. So there's some things I'm gonna say for later dates for when I start busting stuff out. Okay, so as in the case for syllabaries, the units of writing system may consist of the representation both of syllables and of consonants. For script of the Brahmic family, the term akshara, aksahara, is used for the units. And several languages of Ethiopic and Eritrean Abugida traditionally meant letters of Ethiopic Ge'ez script, in which many of these languages are written. Ge'ez is one of the several segmental writing systems in the world. Others include Indic Brahmic script and Canadian Aboriginal syllabics. Now, why would the Canadian Aboriginal syllabics, again, as we saw that the Inuit, right, they say Inuit's using it, and Algonquin speakers are using the Canadian Aboriginal syllabics, but we're seeing that it's actually from Ge'ez. And again, out of that Ge'ez stuff, the Agazi, you get the Arabic, you get these Persian scripts, you get the stuff that's connected to the Brahmic scripts, you get the Tamil, the Hindi script, you're getting all that in it. All right. The word Abugida is derived from four letters, Abu, Gi, and Da, motherfucker. And in much of the same way, that abecedary is derived from Latin. See how Latin slide back in there? Letters abecedek. Abjad is derived from the Arabic abjadat, A-B-J-D, abjadat. But it's the Esperanto who actually inserted these J's into this stuff, and they'll try and say it was put in the 16th century. But I'll say, you know what I'm saying, there's certain things I'm saving for later dates when I come on here and dig even further than, you know what I'm saying, when I take it further than etymology. All right, so an alphabet is derived from the names of the two first letters of the Greek alphabet, alpha, beta. Abugida is a term in linguistics, was proposed by Peter T. Daniels in 1990, typology of writing systems. As Daniels used the word in Abugida, and it is in contrast with the syllabary, which letters which share consonants or vowels show no particular resemblance to one another. And also an alphabet proper with independent letters are used to denote both consonants and vowels. The term alpha syllabary was suggested for the Indic scripts in 1997. Now, if you notice that a lot of this stuff and all these names and these coin phrases and all this stuff is happening in the 20th century. So I say when I'm telling people that, man, they started making this stuff up after the Society for Diffusion of Useful Knowledge in the early 19th century, they started changing everything. They started writing a lot of stuff. Then you have the Reconstruction period. So that's when what I'm trying to find out is, did we have full control before the Reconstruction period? And they came in and did this and usurped us. It's a need to know thing. All right, the term alpha syllabary was suggested for the Indic script 1997 by William Bright. Following South Asian linguistic uses to convey the ideal that they share features of both alphabet and syllabary. So the general description is, we kind of covered it, but this has one of my favorite parts in it. So I'll just get right to my favorite. Down here in the first paragraph, it says, this particular vow is referred to as an inherent or implicit vow, as opposed to the explicit vows marked by diacritics. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, look up diacritical marks, look up diacritics, and look up the year. Look up who coined the phrases. Look up the years when it was being put together, and you will realize that a lot of these things that we're thinking happened 500 to 1,000 years ago with writing and presses and all that stuff, and the Gutenberg press and all these things. I'm trying to stress this again, that this stuff was created in the 19th century, or at least reconstructed. But there are groups, supposedly, who did not follow that whole reconstruction thing. And that's why Abu Ghida is important to some people who are history buffs. All right, so we got the Fogs, Pa, is an example of the Abu Ghida that is not in Alpha Saberi in the modern Lao. Is an example of an Alpha Saberi that is not in Abu Ghida, for its vows were also explicit. Big Dog Philly.
Yeah, I'm back, brother. I got knocked out.
Perfect. Ooh-wee. All right, let me get down to the meat and potatoes of this. We get into some good stuff. Let's see. So we're seeing that basically the Abu Ghida is covering the Ge'ez, the Agazi, the forms of the scripts and the alphabets that are stretching all the way to India, stretching even further past India down to Lao. But the Lao is not an actual Abu Ghida, but it's using the writing system, and that it's even connected to Algonquin. So that's when a lot of people are saying that Algonquin is Arabic, which it's not. And, they're making all these mistakes. It's because of Esperanto, the confusion that was created by Zamenhof and the things they put together has completely confused people. In fact, that French spelling where they have letters, like I mentioned earlier, OIS is really WA. So with Illinois, it's actually Illinois. And it's like, well, why couldn't they just put WA there or UA? Why they got to be all trying to confuse people? And this is what Zamenhof and the people that he associated with, and this is what they were doing. So when I see something saying that Franco, or whatever, from the 16th, 17th, and 18th centuries, for me personally, I immediately dismiss. So even seeing Burmese and Khmer, that it's even in those areas. So we can see that it's a connection even into the Philippine script. So the family features, I'm just gonna, share a little bit of this stuff, man, before we get into, I won't be running long as I did all these other times, y'all. So we'll be opening up soon for those that want to hop on and go over this, especially those who want to like, how is this important? I'm gonna cover that after I go over this. So here go. The feature locations: North Indic, South Indic, Tana, Ethiopic, Canadian Aboriginals. So we got the zero consonant. We got the rotate, reflect, the zero consonant plus dependent. We got the shrunk and separate letter. Separate, we got the N lines. Only in Western, and of course, they got certificates. So let's see what the zero consonant is. In orthography, zero consonant, silent initial or null onset letter. See how we have these silent letters, like knife should be knife, and we're saying knife. How certain words, let's date. If you're gonna use Inquinabula, you would say date, but it's been angelicized, gone through angelization, and this angelization is through French, and the complete angelizations happen with Esperanto. So the word date becomes date, D-A-T-E. So we're seeing here that we got the silent letters, and we have the letters that don't you hear the way someone's pronouncing something, and it's like, wait a minute, why can't y'all just put the letters or put diacritical marks over the letters? There are many words in the Chinese language when I was learning Mandarin that many of the spelling of these, when they transfer the Chinese character into English character, there are some words where the letters sound nothing like what we were saying. So I was getting very confused. Like, damn, why do y'all have this? And that's when I started, learning that it was some Polish Jews and German Jews, Jesuits, some German Jesuits who were going to all these places and doing this. And it so happens to be in Central and South America. You had a group of German Jesuits that went to those areas with the Dayhurst colony. Again, the Dayhurst colony brought people to Canada, the East Coast, Argentina, and Brazil. They first brought 70,000, and these were the people to come in, who we know as the Native Americans, the Sicilians. They also brought in the Siberians. So you can see that the zero consonant, Ashkenazi, they got Ashkenazi Hebrew in this, but let's see why. The letter Aleph is a zero consonant in Ashkenazi Hebrew. It's originally representing a glottal stop, a vowel it retains in other Hebrew dialects in the form of Israel Hebrew. Same thing with Israel Hebrew. That is the creation of Elijah ben Yehuda. Same thing with the Esperanto, and he's using Esperanto as well. Esperanto and Yiddish, one and the same thing, as we saw that was a Yiddish connection. In the article, they talked about why Hitler and Stalin hated it. We have Miguel de Unamuno. Miguel de Unamuno was the one who changed the so-called Bible names from its true Abugida forms and started changing them to newer forms, which is why whenever I see certain names like Benjamin, I know it's incorrect because the original name is Yamana. It would say Yamana, Yaman. Instead, when I see Benjamin, I know that, that's a system that was created after 1887. That was that Esperanto dude who put that stuff together, and he was working with the AIU, and the AIU were connected to all of those missionaries and all those Jesuit Jews. And then we see again that the AIU is the royal company. The top is the Fellows of the Royal Society. The bottom right is the Jesuits, and the bottom left is the Templars. Templars operating out of Switzerland, Spain, and Portugal. Jesuits operating out of Italy, and the Royal Society operating out of the UK. But we see here that this goes deep. It's in the Arabics and the Javana script, the Hangul, it's everywhere. Korea, the zero consonant, y'all. Okay. Get that. I'm trying to think about some more important parts to get to. All right, so here go all the Indic Brahmic scripts that are connected to Abu Ghida. So people are thinking that, all these areas had these ancient writings, and I'm telling y'all, this is me personally, I have to question everything. I have to question these things now. Everything is falling under a very suspect issue when it comes to ancient writings, especially being that when it all boils down, it's all credited to Joseph von Hammer-Purgstall with putting everything in order. And it's like, damn, Esperanto's already a damn Jew. Now we got this fucking, excuse me, this Joseph von Hammer-Purgstall character. Hey, really, man? I'm telling y'all, this stuff is very interesting. If you're into linguistics, this right here is what the top Ivy League school linguists, these are the things that they have conversations about. Pulling these scripts up. a Devanagari script, see, a 19th century. But I guarantee it's going to be talking about something from like 2,000 years ago. that's always the case. Always. So far in my research. They go to Ethiopic. They and over there, they openly admit, like, yeah, we started, we had our own, then we made some funky little Kever Nagas. Yeah, we had our own, and then we made one that so everyone can understand. They were in on it too. Click on that. They're in on it too. And in fact, if it's any people that's to blame for enslaving the people over there in Africa in the 20th century and 19th century, not no 500, 600 years ago, it was only Slovak people as slaves. Again, slaves of these people in their empire. Who is to blame for them coming over here in a situation with that, with the AIU? I still will say the Negus and Nagas are the ones that are to blame. Yeah, look at that. They got some Christianity nonsense in it. I'm not reading that. All right, here we go. In the family known in Canadian Aboriginal syllabics, which was inspired by the Devanagari script. See? Okay, so what came first? What we had going on over here or the Devanagari? What's going on? That's the Naga. The Nagari, huh? Okay. The Nagari. Thought they were putting out there, we don't know where Naga comes from? Uh-huh. Damn, look at all those languages they use. All these languages. And they fool us. Got us thinking that these things are all unique, all separate, and they all like this one culture had this, and they were all making this shit up in the 90s. Y'all saw the year it said on next to that Devanagari script, said 19th century. So, okay, then it's just going into the vowed abjads, going back into the abjads. It goes to the Fagspa out there in Tibet, the Pahawa, but I want to get something that's connected to America. That's back into the Daviga. The Meroitic script. I had a very interesting conversation with some very confused people about the Meroitic script because there's a person going around using this Esperanto stuff and confusing people as if he's the one who deciphered the Meroitic script and all this stuff, man. I'm telling you, this just another Abu Ghida. That's all. Difficult to draw a dividing line between Abu Ghidas and other segmental scripts. For example, the Meroitic script or ancient Sudanese did not indicate an inherent. A one symbol stood for both M and MA, for example, and a similar to Brahmic family of Abu Ghidas. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. But nah, they upset because let me remember what elder they said. Clyde Winters. And it's like people talk about things and they say things about people and they don't know that I've had plenty of conversations with the person. They don't know that, that I have elders that talk to these people, and a lot of people make a lot of mistakes because, they don't know that I've been in this community, this so-called conscious community since really 2006. You know what I'm saying? And reaching out to people and communicating with people for a long time. I mean, a long time in pertaining to Wi-Fi. Hell, I was reaching out to people when we were still using dial-up. But in my space. And it's just that, that a lot of people are really out here misleading people, and they're not being honest. They're not, genuinely breaking down that, hey, y'all, hey, there go this Greek story and this Egyptian story, but really they made it up. And they made the drawings of this stuff in the 19th century and the early 20th century. So they're selling you something and they got you believing it. And this covers a great deal of anything, alien UFO stuff. And then when you really see through this stuff, You know, a good example, like the balloon. They said this balloon is coming from China. Some people made jokes. Oh, that's just the Chinese balloon coming to give the big guy, Joe Biden, his 10% because they have a deal going on with Hunter Biden. But really, that's just one of our satellites. So they get everybody all panicky and stuff. Got you thinking that, oh man, they spying on us. Spying on us for what? For what? What are they spying on regular people for? For what? Think they care? Nah. The real stuff going on is that they wanna trick you. They got this Project Blue Beam. They're gonna flash some stuff in the sky, have you think there's some damn weirdos about to crack the clouds and come up out of there with some chariots. They have all these plans, and it's like a lot of us don't know it because many of us are very well distracted or being misled by somebody or somebody who might not know these certain steps and these certain boundaries to cross when you're digging and breaking down information. Because when you have these certain keys, like I'm giving, when you have that key, the Abjad and the Abu Ghida key, and you have that key that is Esperanto created by Zamenhof, that Hebrew script, that bold font Hebrew, and those Hebrew stories in the Hebrew script and font that is created by Elijah Ben Yehuda, that Miguel de Unamuno created all these modern Christian names and stuff with his weirdos with the missions down there in Mexico, in California, and Arizona, that when you can really pinpoint these keys that are being used, you will psychologically obliterate the distraction. You'll see right through it. You know what I'm saying? You're not just looking at a bunch of numbers and letters in the matrix no more. Now you can make out what's actually being seen. You know what I'm saying? Now you can observe this shit and see what's going on, like what's going on right now. Now you can really see what's really happening, because these are the keys to read between the lines. And these lines have been blurred now. So it's real difficult to see these next steps that they're taking on us. But I want to make sure everyone has these keys so you can see through this stuff. So when they start lying, the Russian president said, woody, 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 woody. And then you go look at what he's saying. And if the translation is broken down in an Esperanto form, you know that's not what he really said. When you hear that, oh, they're saying these certain names like Moscow, but you already saw in Kunabula that it's actually like Moskva, you know, and you'll see that that's the name that they're going to use. So, or if you break it down with the Korean, the Northern Korea language, and Kim Jong-un is really saying this. So you breaking it down with the Mandarin and Xi Jinping, Winnie the Pooh out there, and they're translating, saying he said this, that, and the third. You'll be able to see through these stuff. That's why I laugh. Well, I used to laugh, but now I'm more conscious of it and I've humbled myself to understanding that people don't know these things. So when people are saying, oh, this person in this country said they about to go do this. Oh, where'd you get that at? Send it to me. They send it to me. I'll come right back to them like, he didn't say that. I'm like, did you translate what he was saying for himself, or you're using that Esperanto? Esperanto is that linguistic key that UNESCO and United Nations and all of them are using. So they could be saying something and they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, twist it up a little and bring it to us and have us looking at it, and then we're pointing the fingers to them when it's all a damn smoke screen and smoke and mirrors. A goddamn banana in the tailpipe. Another rattlesnake oil salesman trying to feed us something to get us to put energy into these things and have us looking at all this wild stuff. Like we saw little orange dude, the situation with 34 counts of some nonsense, and we thinking, damn, he did some shit with a porn star, and the porn star got broke off to shut up, but then she talked, and then we watching all that shit, and we like, damn, Orange Man about to go to jail, man. Orange Man about to get a damn orange suit on. That's what's up. Then it turned out, oh yeah, he beat his case against that damn porn star, and the porn star got to pay him all the money that he gave her, plus some, and pay his lawyer fees. That's what I'm saying. Gotta stop falling for the bullshit. We gotta stop letting people think for us. Giving you these keys, you will dig through all this shit. If you want to dig through the history of Genghis Khan, Temujin, don't call him Genghis Khan, by the way, call him Temujin. And you don't want to fall for the so-called trick bag that Corey Mayo got everyone thinking, or anybody else saying, yeah, that was really a person from America and all this. But then really it's a story created with the Esperanto and Chinese. And I have it straight from people from Qingdao who told me the German Jesuits went to their country and created their history. They didn't have a history. They didn't give a damn about shit but growing their food, having some shelter and some damn clothes and some animals. And some damn posts to go fishing with some sticks to go hit some shit so they can eat it. That's all they gave a damn about. They weren't writing no damn history. So, yeah, man, I just want to make sure everybody hear that, get a full understanding why I wanted to break down these fellows of the Royal Society systems, the systematic creation that they have put together, which is connected to the United Nations, UNESCO, League of Nations, and all these other so-called people who they appoint and put before us to make us think that they are our leaders. All these puppets and a lot of people with these so-called, I don't know, I want to go easy on some people, but these so-called actors, actresses, people in, movies and stuff, these rappers, these singers, these political figures, these, what's his name? I can't even think of his name, man. Bear with me, y'all. Well, anyway, leader of the Nation of Islam, Jesse Jackson, all these other people, and the ones under him, and all these names and all this stuff, man, that it's time to move beyond all of them. 2023, when we go into 2024, man, we should have a real plan. And we should know anytime someone starts talking and they start saying some Arabic shit, that's some Esperanto shit. They start saying some Hebrew shit, that's some Esperanto shit. Man, all y'all kicking some Esperanto stuff we don't want to hear no more. We're ready to move on in the future. We're not trying to fall for you silly, goofy, Abjad, Abu Ghida pushing, Esperanto loving, and trying to have us follow it and believe all these so-called stories and that we're supposed to live a certain way according to these books. And then we're finding out that all these books are really brought into the 20th century and they all got an Esperanto connection. I'm telling you, dig into Esperanto, y'all gonna see that even more and more you dig, you will find out there's no bottom to that rabbit hole. And then what you'll see is, you'll see this. These people put a system in play. The system is working. The system is failing. And we have an opportunity to break free. Break free from it. Here go the list of the Abu Ghidas. Look at that, 6th century BC. All the Abu Ghidas. All the Ghis, the Agazi systems. Look, the Yuan dynasty, huh? The Mongolian situation. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh. Who say there? Yeah. The Cree Ojibwe, the Blackfoot, the Carriers Syllabics, the Inuktitut. Yep. That's why anytime somebody uses that Anishinaabe stuff, that Algonquin stuff, like red flag for me. The Abugida likes. Here you go to references for everybody who want to dig into that stuff. Wow. 1948, 1959. Everybody, if you can, type in Rosette Thesaurus PDF. Make sure you get the 1911 version. And when you get this, This is the book they do not use an encyclopedia. They do not use a Noah's Webster's dictionary to write their movies and peer review a book and publish a book. These great seller books that sell over 1 million copies, they all use Roget Thesaurus. This is what they're using. So when you pull up these words, you're gonna get everything connected to it. All right, in the language, okay, the tongue, the lingo, the vernacular, the mother tongue, the vulgar tongue, the native tongue, the household words, the king's English, the queen's English, dialect, confusion of tongues, how the confusion of tongues get pasigraph, patanome, pantomime are the mimes. You know what I'm saying? You see they got signs right there. The mimes you see in the street. The onomatopoeia, the beta system, the memation, the myatism, the mayatism, the nunation, the pasigraphy, the lexicology, the philology, the glossology, the glottology, and now we get into what people pronounce, the linguistics. So all these things you'll find under languages, the chrestomati, the paleontology, the paleography. So paleontology, paleography, so language in itself, when they're breaking that stuff down, these things are languages in itself. You have comparative grammar, literature, letters, polite literature, soft motherfucker, belles lettres, muses, humanities, literary humaniores, humaniores. Yeah, humaniores, some French, Latin shit. Republic of Letters, dead languages, classics, genius of language, scholarship, scholar, baby ass. V express, excuse me, verb expressed by word, the adjective, the lingual, linguistics, dialect, vernacular, current, bilingual, diglot, hexaglot, polyglot, yeah. Literary, phrase, syllables, govern the world. That's by Sheldon. Syllables govern the world. What was I just reading in Abu Gita? Syllabaries. All right, so the letters, you know what I'm saying? This is going all into stuff we just went over. So what page is this? Find it under hashtag 562, hashtag 561 with the letters. But this in 2013, this is what I did. Every day I would go through this book as I started to create my own symbols in my own language that I started to create at the time. And you know, I used this system. And when I followed this system, it made it easier for me to make words instead of just closing my eyes and making some sounds to come up with a language. You know, it helped me form a base of structure. Because unfortunately, this is the system that we have today. So I have to create my own system outside of a system that I can create for others to understand and comprehend. But here we go. Here we go. Neologism, right? Newfangled expression. What the hell? There's a lot of these things I could have been saying to people, man, and it's really insulting. They would have never knew. I'm like, oh man, that's a newfangled expression, man. A nonce expression. Nonce. Back formation, like, oh yeah, bro, that's what's up, bro. You got that back formation down. See, there's these things, these caconym, man. You got a caconym. Yeah, man, you talking that barbarism. Man, that's that arcanism. That's that archive, that archaism, the black letter, monkish Latin. By the way, these are all called what you would call pseudo-linguistic phrases, and that only some of them were accepted. So this is the breakdown of the neologism. So when I told people like, oh man, that's a neology, they change the word, and you get people like Lex Vortex will say, well, it's the colloquial term, it's the colloquial phrase, and he doesn't know that he's using that inaccurately, terribly inaccurately, by the way, when he's using that phrase, when he's saying that somebody changed the meaning of a word. I mean, we do it in raps all the time. You know what I'm saying? We got meta 5s and meta 6s. Okay, cool, not just metaphors. Awesome, with similes and all that good stuff. That's what's up. But when it comes to these new neologisms, these are corruption, missaying, malprofism, anti-phrases, a pun, a paronomasia, a paronomation, play upon word play, double entendre, ambiguity, a palindrome, a paragram. And I used to pick on the Amon Ross squad, meaning those meta speakers, and I would be using these phrases and terminology, and they would get mad, be like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And that's how I would challenge the understanding of a lot of people who, you know, intellectually masturbated and sounded like educated fools. This is a way that 2013, 2014, 2015, I was challenging the depths of their intelligence and their study. So we have these dialect, brogue, idiom, accent, patois, provincialism, regionalism, localism, broken English, lingua franca, angelicism. See, angelicism is connected to angelization. It is connected to angelization and Briticism, Gaelicism. So we're seeing the angelization, the Britishing, Scotsism, the Hibernicism, the Iberian Peninsula, the Iberianism, the Americanism. See, they took words from our language. They took words from our languages, and then when we come and represent them, you'll run into a problem if you're not pronouncing them right and you're using the Englishing. There's Americanism because they still have that Esperanto key, so they'll know that you're using their key or if you're using the original form of it. And that's why people fall into gypsy lingo and they think they're saying something with all this weirdo witchcraft and warlock, wandery ass chanting nonsense that they got going on. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, the Romany, Pidgin English, we got pig, you got Pidgin English, Pidgeon English, the Volapük, Chinook, and look what's under neology. Esperanto, motherfuckers. Fuck up. Hindustani, kitchen kafir, dog Latin. What the hell's going on here? Macaronics, gibberish, confusion of tongues, babble, Babu English. Man, most people don't even know about Babu English. Chi-chi, you speaking that chi-chi. Figure of speech, a metaphor, byword, colloquialism. Whoa, okay, we got colloquialism right there. Yes, so when people are trying to use that, well, that's the colloquial. That's the way we talk today. Esperanto ass motherfucker. Informal speech, informal language, substandard speaking language, vernacular, vulgar language, obscene language, obscenity, vulgarity, jargon, technical terms, technicality, lingo, slang, cant, argot, saint, Giles, Greek. Now, I would always argue with some and say it's gile. Some say it's guile. And people who are using this new form of English, they'll say guile or gile. Look that up. Look him up. Thieves Latin. Oh shit, the Tories. Peddlers French. What? Flash tongue. Billingsgate. Now we got to look in this and break it down that this is actually coming. Let me make sure. So you got the neologism, right? 563. Okay, we're seeing this all under the hashtag 563 on Rosetta Thesaurus. And it's continuing on. Okay? Pseudoology, pseudonym, misnomer, Mr. So-and-so. What you call him? You see, y'all, they got all this up in there. Mr. So-and-so. What you calling? what what you call him? What you call him? What's his name? Dingummy. Dingamabob. Je ne sais quoi. Neologist. All right, the coiner of words, y'all. Oh man, coin words, coin a term, back form again, the Americanized, angelicized. Okay, all right. Then you get to the neologic, neological, the archaic, the obsolete, the old, the colloquial, and the angelis. Right. So you see, that was all under 563. Then when you get to the nomenclature, then you get into the, this is when you get into the stuff and the misnomers, man. Stop playing. And this is what separates me from a lot of people, is because I would look at this stuff every single day and I would try and like memorize this stuff. You know, I don't really consider it as important as it was 10 years ago. So, you know, I don't really care to memorize all the details. I mess up on some words now. It's like the things that are really not important, they just kind of like just slip and go and fall into not being important. So we see nomenclature. So for everybody, see, dictionaries aren't set up like this, y'all. Dictionaries are not like this. So if you put all your eggs in that dictionary and encyclopedia basket, no matter what dictionary, then you put your eggs in the wrong basket. Get your Rosetta Thesaurus, crack these words, know exactly what's going on when you talking to somebody. We talking to these millionaires and these billionaires and stuff, man, and they sitting there laughing at your grammar and stuff because they know that you don't know these things. You know, they'll know that you don't know certain things. Man, I thought I had that up in here. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Like I said, before Esperanto, you had this. An explanation of ancient alphabets and hieroglyphs. Ancient alphabets and hieroglyphic characters explained with an account of Egyptian priests, their classes, initiation, and sacrifices in the Arabic language by Ahmed bin Abu Bakr bin Washia, and in English by Joseph Hammer, Secretary of the Imperial Legation at Constantinople. London, printed by W. Bulmer and Co. Cleveland Row, and sold by G. and W. Nicole, bookseller, to His Majesty Paul Mall, 1806. Yeah. So like I told y'all, I got There's no 2013. I had all this, y'all. Man, it's 2023 now, y'all. So I'm trying to catch everyone up to why I'm saying certain things that I'm saying. Why I can go on Sonetter's channel, and you have what's his name? Smash Rock debating some more about the Egyptian hieroglyphs. And I come on and Smash Rock gets kind of quiet. Why? Because many people made the mistake and misjudged me, Emun Rakadi Adumi Ajuji, Mehidi Abi Subkana Tabaka and Gouda, the founder of Black Lotus Civilization, a inventor, linguist, field researcher, that they thought that I was just somebody on the street, went to prison, read a couple of books, and got out of prison or something, when actually I've been groomed since a child. Like, I've been reading Paradise Lost and Purgatory in Paradise for my balls dropped. You know, I was already into this stuff, and I've, fallen this as my father was before me, a linguist before I was even born, and his uncle before him was a linguist. My grandfather didn't really care too much for it because most of them knew from their grandparents and their great-grandparents that a lot of these things came into America by them. So passed down knowledge and information I have, and they didn't know a lot of things. Like, people didn't know these certain things. Let me get past this. Man. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that people are practicing and teaching that I know for a fact is inaccurate, it's incorrect, and it's coming from the Oriental Institution in Chicago. It's coming out of the AIU. Damn, it kicked me out. Okay. Like Jabari, a lot of people into the Egyptian stuff, and they think that they're practicing something, they're dressing up like there's some ancient Egyptian or whatever, but they're really practicing what's called Krata Rapoa. And the same thing with Krata Rapoa, they'll make you think that it's somebody in the 17th century doing it. Then when you break it down, all the Krata Rapoa information is Esperanto. When you break down a lot of the so-called Egyptian hieroglyph translate, you'll find all this stuff with Hammer Perkstall and all the people who actually translated their stuff in today. I'm telling you again, all this stuff went through the Reconstruction period. So the information that we are getting today, this stuff has gone through a form of what the pseudos like to call evolution. But like, we know that from 1863 to 1877, that what happened was, it's called a reconstruction. And they'll say that they burned a lot of the originals. I don't even believe that they burned all the originals, by the way. Or they'll say, oh, this one's a copy of a copy of a copy. There's something going on. There's something they're not telling us, and the stuff is a lot deeper than what I thought at first, especially 10 years ago. 10 years ago when I stumbled upon all this stuff, I literally wholeheartedly believed it, and I was like, wow, I'm getting down to the bottom of this stuff. And then people were telling me, from other places on the planet, like, hey, nah, bro, that's the system they create. That's what they put in play. Who else I got, man, before we open up these lines? So I showed this before. I didn't really get to show it clearly. So the Coptic languages, which go into the Sahidic and the Bohaidic, which is connected to the Abjads. We saw that last Wednesday with the Abjads, that they had some Coptic stuff going on in there too. Even with that, during the periods of the Esperanto and stuff, you have his teachers. That's Claudius Labib. You see the fast. And we see here, they're reviving a dead language. Now, we saw in Rosetta Sars that a neology, a neologism, all that stuff, which is considered pseudo, or something they just created at a time, or whatever we want to go with, or they change the original form of it, that how the hell do you get a dead language out of this when they had their own language and their own script already and using some of these symbols? So that's what I'm saying, that this Esperanto and all this stuff, they're taking the stuff from the original, bastardizing it by changing the way we pronounce it, putting the words out there and telling us to look at these letters and these words when we learned our ABCs and all that, and our 1, 2, 3s, and they're telling us, hey, this is how you're gonna say it from now on. They literally mind fucked us, y'all. So even with the Claudian dialect, like damn, we can't even call it Coptic, can't call it Teospi or none of that. It's the Claudian dialect. But because this is what he looks like, and he was swirling and got with one of got with a Jewish person with the AIU, one of their women, one of their daughters, and had a child, and his son, Pahor Labib, was the one giving Henry Kissinger the Nag Hammadi text, the so-called Coptic text, about the hidden years of Jesus' life, split a piece of wood and I'm there, in some Stigmata movie, lift a stone and you find and see me, you're doing some shit and all that. And then we got people talking about the Moors and the Levi who introduced the Aquarian gospel when it was really this man and his group over there making that fairy tale nonsense up. Ikladius Johanna Labib. But let me get down to okay. Let me get down to the people involved with him. Furthermore, this change had a devastating effect on the essence of the language. Coptic language became no more a national language. You see, all this Esperanto stuff, all this stuff, they're doing all this stuff worldwide at the same time. According to Abdel Mesih Al-Masoudi, in his book Asas Al-Matin fi Dabt Not Logat Al-Masriyin, the change was meant to be for the sake of clarifying the pronunciation to make the language more understandable. So what Claudius Labib was doing was, hey man, y'all making this weird ass angelicized shit. Nah, bruh, man, we not doing that here. We're gonna use these original Beja sounds. We're gonna use these original Tafina sounds, and that's how we gonna ride with this. Yeah, they didn't like that. They killed his ass. Especially when he got to the hieroglyphs and explained details that he's using his language to describe the hieroglyphs. They really didn't like that. Well, anyway, moreover, according to Yasa Abdel Mesih, the change represented a need during the unfinished project of the union between the Greek and Coptic church, y'all. So, tell you, man, shit is crazy, y'all. But let me get to this teachers. Yeah, they didn't like what he was doing because he was doing some or whatever. But he still sold out, so that's why I'm not just going to the details. The story, look, details. His teacher, Arian G. Mofta, also known as Al Mualim Arian Effendi. By the way, Effendi is a title from here in America. Jurgis Mufta, 1826 to 1886. See? So all this stuff is happening during the period of the Reconstruction. Was a Coptic language teacher, was the successor of Mualim Takla. Many people be thinking I'll be making these things up, so I want to make sure people see it again. As a Coptic language teacher, he was appointed as teacher of Coptic at the newly established Coptic College founded by Pope Cyril IV, 1816 to 1861. He departed from the traditional Old Bohailic pronunciation. This probably was influenced by the ecumenical spirit of his superior Pope Cyril IV, who aimed at bringing the Greek and Coptic, a bunch of weirdo ass boy lovers, together. He invented a new pronunciation system, Coptic, which is based on modern Greek pronunciation. So you see in Esperanto, that's what's going on. And you see with this Coptic stuff, which when you break it down, this is what the Esperanto and stuff, when they were formulating Arabic the way it is today and creating the 3 different forms of Arabic and the damn stories too, by the way. That's what's his name? It's coming. Oh shit, it's taking too long. So we got Claudius Labib, 1873 to 1918 in the 20th century, y'all. He was still doing what he was doing. He was giving them hell. Hey, I'm not going along with the boy lover stuff. I like cooter, hot cooter at that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to make us belly dancers and all that stuff. But anyway, what's dude's name, man? Who put that Arabic stuff and was working with Mr. Gilman, Mr. Rahman, and Sir William Muir. He's a German. Gustav Liberach Flugel. So you got Elijah Ben Yehuda doing the Hebrew. You got Flugel, Gustav Liberach Flugel doing the Arabic. They're all working together. So this wasn't like some people that, the land separated them. Nah, they just created Telegram. They had cameras and pictures. They were taking pictures of stuff and sending it to each other. There was a lot of things going on. Things are not so separate and not connected as many of us might think. These people were all working together. What they were doing, they were writing books and documenting it, and the fellows of the Royal Society would put it up and they would talk about it, and whatever they established as being something to spread around the curriculum, then it became part of the curriculum. But the AIU held all the cards. They were the ones doing all that stuff. And that's it, man. Land my plane right there. It's starting to get dark. So again, Esperanto, the Abjads, the Abugidas, and the many different language and systems that we have today, they'll put Joseph von Hammer Purgstall as the one that categorized and put everything together. And we see that Purgstall was an agent for Clemens von Metternich. And Clemens von Metternich was over the Rothschilds, over the Oppenheimer. Oh, they all bowed down to the Metternich. They bowed down to the AIU, the head of the AIU. Then I don't know what it was, you know what I'm saying, that why they bow down to these people and all that. I don't know. I don't give a damn. I'm more concerned about the future and my future generations with my own self. All I know is these are the keys to explain the details of these so-called stories in the past that many of us got thinking they were real, got thinking that they really happened at that time. And we're looking at some damn writing, some papers, some stuff, and it's really from some period of time, 500,000, 1,500, 20,000 years ago, 10,000 for some of the matter when people talk about shit, talking about something that 7,000 years ago, somebody traveled over to Woody Woo. Man, who wrote that? Oh man, somebody put it out there in 2016. Like, goddamn, bro, you just really fall for it. Like, damn, at least go back to Esperanto. And then when you go back, try and go back there, you can pull out the bold font, you can pull out the presses, and you can see, like, even that Joseph von Hammer Purgstall supposed to be in 1806, but the bold font print press, when you break that down, that's from the damn end of the 19th century and early 20th century. So there's a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can get a glimpse of my little library I got cracking over here, you know what I mean? I got the Seneca dictionary. I could show and prove which words that they've taken out of the Seneca language and put into German, they put into the Esperanto. We could just say they put into Esperanto, and then through Esperanto, they spread it out through whatever else. I got the Thomas Z. I can show and prove that a lot of the Greek stuff is really, they just bastardized Thomas Z words, Tafina words. Got the Beja dictionary. I could show and prove that Arabic and all that stuff is bastardized from that. Got the Doholuo, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story. Got the hieroglyphs. The book that's dedicated to the memoir of Samuel, the memory of Samuel Birch, punk ass. You can see people like Brother Reggie Lyne say, Ashapoli and Thomas Young, they created it. With his old weird sounding ass. Scared. Most of these people scared to face me. You know, man, I'd be shocked when some people do on these matters. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Chapolion and Young. It was the Abbe J.J. Bartholomew, 1716 to 1795. He died before they discovered the Rosetta Stone. So you can't say that they had the Rosetta Stone to create that so-called decipherment bullshit because he died before they found it. As far back as 1761, shows satisfactorily that the ovos in Egyptian inscription, which we call cartouches, contain royal names. Zoega, 1756 to 1809, accepted this view and developing it, stated that the hieroglyphs in them were alphabetic letters. At Alkerblatt, 1760, 1819, and Sylvestre de Saucy, 1758, 1838, accepted these facts and worked to develop them in the progress of Egyptological science would have been materially hastened. They failed, however, to pay much attention to the hieroglyphic inscription of which copies were available. No Rosetta Stone, y'all, and devoted all their time and labor to the elucidation of the Anquario. Anquario is a word for Coptic or Demotic. You can go through the Demotic text and find that a lot of the different Arabic strokes and all that look like that. A lot of this so-called Punjab, Banchot ass Tamil Hindu, all that they using this little Persian weirdo Persian rug, a Latin carpet flying. Oh man, calm down. Text on the Rosetta Stone, the discovery of which had roused such profound interest among the learned men of the day. Yeah. Egyptomaniac nonsense, man. The room is clear. I don't know what I'm my good brothers. This is the feather again, man. This is a linguistic teaching thing. This is showing that the system in play and all the stuff, like when they say that it was a law written 300 years ago, and we got to follow it today and all that stuff. It really wasn't written. That this is really coming out of Abraham Lincoln's Constitution and the stuff that we're getting, like about the Republican Party in Texas. Somebody will go online and look at it and say, look, it says they were slaves who got freed, and then they created the Republican Party over there and all that stuff. And you know, it's all this stuff, man. All these things are a part of the system to make us believe that we are the failures in history. Just think of this. You looking at history, man, we only in America, you find hundreds of inventors and innovators. And I am on that list of inventors, not just for symbols in a language that I am, created and I'm still putting together. Not just that, I coined the phrase frequency plus sound. Frequency plus sound equals color. That's my phrase that I coined. That's Matthew W. Sprague's phrase. I coined that. Nobody used it. I put that out in 2006, 2010. Next thing you know, people are trying to use my phrase. They're misusing it, and they don't even know what my breakdown of the phrase that I created. So this is a thing that, that we're dealing with, that we had original words and original phrases and original meanings, and that all this Esperanto nonsense and all the languages connected to Esperanto and those UNESCO pieces of shit and these fellows of the Royal Society under the Royal Company with these damn Jesuits who went around spreading Catholicism and all that damn Catholic stuff, Mary Mother and some rosemary booty beads and all that stuff with some nuns out there doing scissors and molesting little girls, and all them damn priests out there, Father May I, in the goddamn missionary position with all them boys and all that stuff, getting caught up, all that weird ass robbing the innocence of the children, and you got the damn Safar dick sucking ass priest in the damn thing, giving herpes to children, all kind of weirdo stuff going on, and all these people creating this stuff, and we under the impression like this is some real stuff that happened. That's why I'm gonna beat it up. And this year and this year on, I'm gonna beat this shit dead, dig it up and beat it up and kill it again, because I'm tired of it. And this is a part of the problem with the community and our people. And as promised, Rabbi Isaac the Blind, man. Let me find Rabbi Isaac the Blind, man. I did promise that. Hold on. Peace, on aberration. To my brothers, sisters of the feather, everybody out there. I really don't pay attention too much to the chat when I do these presentations. Big Dog Philly OG must have been a little busy.
Nah, I've been here. I'm gonna shout at everybody out when he finished, brother. I was letting you do the presentation, man. I've been here the whole time.
That's right. Appreciate you, Big Dog Philly OG, man. Look, we got this Isaac the Blind character, 1160 to 1235. Now, gotta share this stuff, man. Gotta share this stuff. Elijah Ben Yehuda created a bunch of stories, and he had a team with them, and they were creating this stuff. So, I mean, I want to make sure I just get that clear that these things are being created in the 19th century, but they'll say it happened in 1160 to 1235. So this whole Isaac the Blind, and they'll say that his name is Rabbi, and they didn't use Rabbi. Rabbi, in fact, I'm gonna show that. Rabbi Yishak Sagi Nahor, damn whore, blind person, is supposedly, again, a blind person, a person who they say is of much light, is the one who created the Kabbalah symbols, the sigils used in Kabbalah is created by a blind man. Well, get this. Mu'alim Takla, the teacher of Ariana Fendi Jerjis Mufta, teacher of Ecladias de Johanna Labid, was a blind man as well. So I'm saying that they take these stories and they play with our emotions. So they'll think that Rabbi Isaac the Blind lived in 1160 to 1235, but then everything that's in his story is what Mu'alim Takla did. So they'll say he's the one responsible for making these sigils. Come on, man. So a blind man made this shit, y'all. The story of Mu'alim Takla and Pope Cyril is just dirty, y'all. It said that he went all the way up to Ethiopia, was listening to how people talk and stuff, and then had somebody writing down and stuff, and he would go along with Pope Cyril with him and translating what he was a blind man, man. It's like I'm okay. Stevie Wonder, y'all. I mean, shit, Ray Charles. I mean, there's other blind people doing miraculous things. You got Daredevil. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I feel that. I understand how some people feel the sentiments. It's all good. You know, but I'm gonna have to slide over with the slide in that they made this stuff up. Look. This is Rabbi Isaac the Blind. This is your Rabbi Isaac the Blind, y'all. Blind man making this, y'all. Blind man making this shit, y'all. This is stuff I be saying. This is stuff that I say, man. This is ridiculous. Student, they don't show no damn drawing of his student. And look what his student is writing in. This is his favorite student. What's he writing in? Arabic. Azrael bin Minamin bin Ibrahim al-Taras. Man, if y'all don't know that name, look that up. That's his student, his favorite student. Azrael ibn Menahim ibn Ibrahim al-Taras. Telling y'all, man, they played us, y'all. They got us thinking that this stuff is from 1160 to 1238, man. I'm telling y'all, this is more like 1860 to 1938. Or I'll even throw in 100 year. I'll even say 1760 to 1838. And one of their own snitched on them and said that they were writing these stories and making these stories up and backdating these stories. So I wanted to make sure everyone, you know what I'm saying, get the understanding that this Isaac the Blind character made this stuff. Got to look into these sigils and try and find where these sigils originate at, so we can, you know, reconstruct what they deconstructed and reconstructed and brought back to us. I know in Umsubiti, there's a lot of sigils in Umsubiti. There's a lot of sigils all over the world. Yeah, Neoplatonic, huh? Kabbalah. All right, that's it, my brother, man. That's, you know, man, shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to say. Got the Ayan Soph, right? Soph, Ayan Soph, huh? Mr. Rabbi Isaac the Blind, why are you using Beja? Ayin Soph is Beja. Divine being, huh? Ayin Soph. Why are you using Beja? So that's what I be saying, man. And when you have these keys, you can really break this stuff down. And I'll be more than happy to start sharing these keys that I have acquired over the span of I'd say 10 to 15 years, really, about 15 years, where I started getting my hand on these keys and communicating with people. A lot of authors, a lot of, you know, world-renowned linguists and all that, man. So there it is, y'all. What else they got connected to it? Yeah, a lot of Ashkenaz stuff. Isaac was the son of the famous Talmudist Abraham ben David Postgres. And they got it written out in like a French form too, man. That's the Rabad, the Rabad, huh? The provincial rabbi, huh? Rabbi Yitzhak Alfasi. And Mishneh Torah of Maimonides, right? Walter Williams taught me about Moses ben Maimon, as also known as Maimonides. So all Bible, Arabic, every scripture known to man went through Rambam. That's the breakdown of his name. The acronym is Rambam. And there is where you pull the Jewish philosophy, and you can pull all the stuff from Philo to all this stuff. You can pull all these stories just by looking out Rambam. You can pull all the literature and you can knock all that shit out of the park, and then come back and show and prove. A lot of these Hebrew confused brothers show and prove that, hey, Elijah ben Yehuda made all that shit up, and the people he was rocking out with. So there he is, man. It's already 7:45. Yeah. That's what's up. I try not to go over everyone's head. I try to be more a little lame. So, you know, a lot of things cracking off. I'm taking $1,000 debates too. I'm not playing with nobody. 2023, 2024, not playing with no one. Taking $1,000 debates. I got the whole HOK shook right now. Well, they were really shook a couple of years ago. They were begging me to leave them alone and just be cool. But nah, hell nah. Because a lot of people been going around lying about me, acting like I don't exist. No one knows who I am. I've been in commercial with Denzel Washington. Millions of people see my face since I was 13 years old. Like, can't say that to somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of disrespectful. My Google account has over 1 million views. My Google account, my Facebook shit got just as many hits. You know what I'm saying? So it's like let's link up together. A lot of people have missing links and missing parts to the information that I've been putting together to try and get down to the bottom of this. But I have totally discovered that after 1910, they started creating a lot of fairy tale bullshit from looking at the earth from airplanes, and they created stories of what they saw the earth and the way the earth looked. And they went to other places and tried to mimic the same thing, and they had poor copies of what they were trying to do. There's so many details to after 1910 of these things that I've been showing on my channel. The FUG mounds, Asu Sanga, the discoveries and the stuff of these Kai Coats Movi, also known as Kai Goat Sumonga, and Asu Sanga, and the story of Toy Binga, that you have these chains of mountains all throughout America that are actually FUG mounds and massive FUG mounds, statewide, bigger than state size areas with a story in itself. And I am deciphering the earth as we speak. It's kind of hard when you try not to use Google Earth and you have to travel around and go to locations and break this stuff down. I've discovered that there's over 100,000 archaeological sites in the Great Basin alone, and that when you pull the whole Great Basin into it, and you go from Alaska to South America, if you go to Alaska all the way to Antarctica, that there are more archaeological sites in the Great Basin in America alone than it is in, if you just separate the Great Basin area, the Great Basin from what's in Alaska and Canada, what's in Central America and South America, that if you combine those, you don't even get to 10% of the archaeological sites and the civilizations and the underground stuff and the bases and all the different bases that are on top of these sites and guarding these sites and all this stuff here, that you can literally add what's in Alaska and Canada in Central America and Mexico and what they just found this week, and in Asia and in Africa and in Europe, and you will not come up to how many archaeological sites and ancient remnants of civilization and early man sites and early man civilization in the Great Basin area. And I still hear nobody talking about that. Motherfuckers should be ashamed of themselves. It also shows and proves that a lot of people do not get authentic American knowledge and information if they're getting that watered down Esperanto, Royal Society, Jesuits, and Templars information. Now land my motherfucking rocket ship.
Grand Rising, everybody.
I came in peace. So to everybody, Sad, Whaley, Gueta, I hope everyone's feeling good. Everybody's right. God, Gueta, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling fine. For all the relatives out there, the guy, YG, Yad Day, the family, the relatives, you know what I mean? And for my own family, Kwajia, but got Kwajia. There we go. Gotta say it right. My language directly connected to my bloodline that has been misinterpreted, mistaken, and ridiculed. And the language that's connected to Esperanto and words connected to that are the ones that are respected. And it's time that we correct this madness and this nonsense. They started with the language and the writing. So like, hey, let's start to deconstruct this stuff, break it back down. Let's start to decipher these things that we really want to know instead of just regurgitating what they say. You know, I don't want to follow no fellows. I don't want to follow any Jesuits. I do not want to follow any Templars. So it's time to remove ourselves from Western academia. Time, as my good brother Big Dog Philly OG says, it's time to divorce ourselves from that system. Make our own system. We can do it. I like what my good brother Tack said, DJ Cuddy. We need a trail of smiles. We need to be ready to get up and go and get to the location and do what we need to do. You know, and if we going by somebody that's reading the Western academic fellows of the Royal Society or some damn Jesuits or some goddamn Templars coming over here trying to tell us what to do, we going, yeah, man, this is what they said, you know, we'll be lost. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go down the wrong damn direction. So it's time for us to get back in the driver's seat. You know, we ain't got to be no damn Democrats or Republicans. Damn it. We already moved to our own tune and danced to our own beat. We got our own party that we need to rock with. Or cut the power out on everybody else's party. Hey man, so let me see what's going on in the chat. Few people still in there. All right. That's what's up. A lot of people opted out. That's what's up. All right, the night sky is in the air. My good brother, Big Dog Philly OG. I'm gonna get back to DoorDash. So we got the twos and fews up in the chat. You know, had to kill this topic. Like I said, this topic is not for most people. Most people really who are not linguists definitely don't, you know, deal with this stuff. But these are important things, and this is a key to understanding, communicating, and to know what's really going on when we're seeing all the things going on in the world today with the economic collapses going on and the things going on in so-called politics and the things that are going on in your own grocery stores, gas station, why the gas prices go up and down, why they trick us with all this stuff, why we, you know, do the things we do. With that being said, Big Dog Philly, man, about to cut out. Spare a little bit of time. Somebody want to hop in. But yeah, if not, man, I'm going to go ahead and do my thing. Let you enjoy the rest of your night. And everybody out there, hopefully you can use this information some way, somehow, benefit you in your life and your children, or for those in the future. Big Dog I feel the OG fell asleep. 55. I'm about to, oh man. How much time I got left on this? Wish I had some music to play or something, man. I can't play nothing. About to watch me some Mandalorian. Last bit of distraction I got. Next week gonna be lit. I'm gonna step away from the linguistics. I'm gonna start getting into the current events. When I come on, start sharing some Stormy Daniels stuff. Nah. I got some insight, but I want to kind of keep it hush hush before I bust out what's really going on and what I'm gonna talk about next week. Got many things in store. Shutting down many Pan-Africans, but you know, they blocked me on all this stuff. Apparently I ruffled too many feathers. But I mean, it's time, man. If we just gonna play with it and dilly-dally with each other, you know what I'm saying, and not build nothing or not, you know, not do anything, it's just a waste of time. Man, what the fuck? My shit just froze up on. That's it. That's all, man. Big dog Philly OG, man. I'm cutting out, man.
Yeah, I'm here, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I appreciate everything you do, Lotus. You know, I'm gonna play a couple songs and we're gonna wrap it up, brother.
Most definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the host. Let me get the host back. Bam. Shout out to everybody in the house. Reclaim hosts. Appreciate everything you do, brother. Fire presentation. You know, let me get a couple songs and we out of this, John. Nobody want to come up. It's all good.
Nah, I think something cracking. Hey, it says season 3 out.
Hold on. Let me time. Hold on.
All right.
I bet when you have dreams, you don't have dreams, you have movies.
When you find yourself with your gun drawn, it's when the love gone and the pain form. Bad thoughts make a dark cloud. Don't fuck around and get rained on. Hell boy, let the Nina sing. Feel the breeze underneath the wings. Treat your town like Stephen King. Set up shop and sell needful things. You step on my toes, then them shots go. Guns with hollows, nigga, we got those. Letting them all fly, hitting them my foes. Cause niggas you let slide be Donnie Brasco. Make a movie out of these niggas, they can't move. Checkmate across the board, we can't lose. Death day sent for niggas in black suits. Quiet kill sounds is getting attached to. The front seat is what you dying on. He was riding calm and got fired on. Them niggas too, that was in the coupe. Got caught up in your ride along. I assassinate when they recorded me, but these gunshots will be the next hit. I just hope you niggas move accordingly, cause we all can see you made a death. Y'all niggas can't move the way I move. Y'all niggas can't do the things I do. I'm talking about cruising altitudes. I'm talking about cruising avenues. I'm talking about pulling up on me. You breaking all the rules and I'm a shoe. I'm talking about cops and camera crews. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm talking about cops and camera crews. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm talking about cops and camera crews. I'm about to make a movie out of you.
Prophet Levi, Brother Sanchez, Key Norfolk, and Flatbush, our family. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie. 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 I ain't gonna lie
Your girl said you was an X-Man, so I pulled up in first class. She told us where to find you at, so niggas pulled up in a purge mask. The bomb dropped, you never heard wrath. Now these niggas getting served bad. When it goes down, niggas hurt sad. But it ain't my fault when you dirt trash. Being broke can make a crime move. Then it comes a point when it's time to. When niggas laugh, you get a bigger gat and go to war with the world like Tom Cruise. This fake shit, it don't mean much. Just a bunch of shit we could do without. Things fly when niggas run they mouth. A bunch of dead niggas to make a move. Y'all niggas can't move the way I move. Y'all niggas can't do the things I do. I'm talking about cruising altitudes. I'm talking about cruising avenues. I'm talking about pulling up on me. You breaking all the rules and I'ma shoot. I'm talking about cops and camera crews. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm talking about cops and camera crews. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm about to make a movie out of you. I'm talking about cops and camera crews. I'm about to make a movie out of you. Movies.
Shout out to sponsor Dangerous. What's good, my brother Keith? Much respect, bro.
Hey, salute OG Philly, man. I'm just tapping in with you. Finally got settled. I had a little time, man. I want to check in with you, man. Salutes to everybody. Flat motherfucking power, man. Much love and respect. Salutes
Black
to
motherfucking power. All good, brother. Yeah, the brother been building on for the last 3 shows. The title of it is, give me a second, everybody. The title is hold on a second, everybody. The title is what he been going in on for the past 3 weeks. The Royal Society Systematic Illusion of the Ancient Alphabets, Abads, and Boogaloo of the Earth. Part 3. You know, I can't pronounce them.
I'm saying that shit like that from now on. Exactly how I see it. This shit is garbo. Flat motherfucking power.
Flat motherfucking power, man. Like I said, fire presentation, you know what I mean? He was going over how basically, you know, how a lot of this shit that we think is old as old, it ain't that old. They created this shit in the 17th and 18th century. That's what I get from the understanding that the brother been pushing out the languages, you know, the shit they implemented in the universities, the lies, the cover-ups. You know, shout out that brother for an excellent presentation.
Most definitely, man. You know, they pushed Sir Isaac Newton. That's a president of the Royal Society with the gravity, also known as gravity. The so-called calculus math that they use to talk about how far we are from so-called stars and galaxies and all that nonsense they be putting together. And then when you try and get the original empirical data of what supposedly he wrote, you can't find nothing. Can't find none of his original stuff. So yeah, it's very suspect. Especially the globe earth stuff, man. I'm telling you, this globe earth stuff, man, it's all Royal Society, Jesuit Templars. When you bust it all out, that's what you're gonna pull out of it. And that's who's running it today.
Niesco, the royal families, they all controlling all of that shit. The so-called dig sites, that expeditions, all of that, they controlling it all.
Yep, even all those ones I named earlier, the 100,000 plus in the Great Basin area out here. Yeah, man, they guard it. They have areas in Arizona where they will not let you go. All these military bases and all this stuff, and these dams, they done dammed and flooded a lot of our stuff, and they guard our stuff with military. We're walking right over stuff.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm just tapping in, man. I did not get a chance to catch the bill, but I have caught previous ones, and I know they always fire, man. I'm just tapping in to show the OG Philly some love. Shout out some love to the chat. Show you some love as well, my brother. Peace.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Like I said, this ain't gonna be a long stream. Now let me play another song real quick. Backstabbers by Rich James.
Get him.
Hey. See what just happened?
Everybody that tapped in, much love, much respect to everybody.
Hey. Hey.
Tell me how I feel to get stabbed in your back. Niggas tweaking about they hoes, that's a fact, yeah. If you left me in the past, don't come back, yeah. If you run up, you get turned to a pack. Tell me how I feel to get stabbed in your back. Niggas tweaking about they hoes, that's a fact, yeah. If you left me in the past, don't come back, yeah. If you run up, you get turned to a pack. I've been trying to grind, I've been trying to get rich. You been on your ass, you been trying to get a bitch. You act like you tough, get in that jam, you gon' snitch. You the type that's gon' change on your guys, you gon' switch. I'm the one that's gon' bet on my guys, we gon' win. And I know we gon' fight for each other till the end. And I ask God above to forgive me if I sin. Put the fan before my life, I won't fold, I won't bend. You say you love me, but it never show. You say that you would never let me go. Feel so much anger, but you I never know. Till I up and let him bust and let it blow. I'm the hottest nigga around town. Fuck with me, nigga, get blown down. We smoking dead niggas by the pound. I'm a dollar, bitch, I am a hound. These clumsy ass niggas hate on me. These goofy ass bitches faking me. I'm a blowback, ain't no taking me. I'm a lost nigga, baby, pray for me. Tell me how I feel to get stabbed in your back. Niggas tweaking about they hoes, that's a fact, yeah. If you left me in the past, don't come back, yeah. If you run up, you get turned to a pack. Tell me how I feel to get stabbed in your back. Niggas tweaking about they hoes, that's a fact, yeah. If you left me in the past, don't come back, yeah. If you run up, you get turned to a pack. Tell me how I feel to get stabbed in your back. Niggas tweaking about they hoes, that's a fact, yeah. If you left me in the past, don't come back, yeah. If you run up, you get turned to a pack. Tell me how I feel to get stabbed in your back. Niggas tweaking about they hoes, that's a fact, yeah. If you left me in the
Shout out to
past,
Rich
don't come
James.
back, yeah.
Backstab.
Get turned to
Play
a
one more
pack.
song, Dangerous. Viral.
Niggas be pussy and be talking, I don't like you. Nigga, you a hater, that is all, you not my rival. All I bring is fire, put that on 100 Bibles. Staring in the mirror, conversating with my idol. We've been looking for that coward, the one that's inside you. Niggas tried to hide, didn't think that we'd find you. Watch a nigga soul float, they reading in the title. Put it on display, help a nigga go viral. Hit record on your phone, and I really hope you listening. Them niggas that was hating on me, about to go visit them. We about to make a movie, and I bought the whole script for them. But it's only one scene in the world, about to witness them. Not for entertainment though, I'm trying to make a statement. If you internet banging, better watch on who you play with. See, niggas never know it. Every video be trolling till they spray the location while the video was rolling. Bad acting on the set. We about to have a long night. You was looking for attention till you found the wrong type. You was talking shit about me when I walked up beside you. Don't let the shit surprise you. You about to niggas be pussy and be talking, I don't like you. Nigga, you a hater, that is all, you not my rival. All I bring is fire, put that on 100 Bibles. Staring in the mirror, conversating with my idol. We been looking for that coward, the one that's inside you. Niggas tried to hide, didn't think that we'd find you. Watch a nigga soul float, they reading in the title. Put it on display, help a nigga go viral. Niggas saw you driving, so we sprayed it at your car. You gon' think twice the next time you make a blog. It's not for entertainment though, I'm trying to make a statement. See these bullets just for you and every narrative you painted. You a hot topic now for every nigga on the tube. Shit, you really hood famous, you done even made the news. You was heating up, so I had to melt you with the tool. The Grim Reaper pays a visit, shit'll help you with your views. A soul with no guidance is usually homicidal, and everything is clear when focusing through the rifle. You was talking shit about me, then I walked up beside you. Don't let this shit surprise you, you about to go viral. Niggas be pussy and be talking, I don't like you. Nigga, you a hater, that is all, you not my rival. All I bring is fire, put that on 100 Bibles. Staring in the mirror, conversating with my idol. We been looking for that coward, the one that's inside you. Niggas tried to hide, didn't think that we'd find you. Watch a nigga soul float, they reading in the title. Put it on display, help a nigga go viral.
Shout out to sponsor, man, with music, Brother Sanchez. All the sponsors. Appreciate y'all.
623, give it a disregard. Okay, bro, we're trying to figure that out. Him right there, I know. Why we gotta? I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Bro, we're in that bitch right there.
Stop the screen share. Make sure there ain't nothing ain't playing in the back. Cool. My brother Lotus, did you want to close out, brother? Because I'm gonna shut it down, man. You're welcome to close out. Key North will close out.
Oh yeah, salutes to you, OG. Salutes to the brother Lotus. Peace of power to the chat. I'm gonna get ready to turn it in, man, so I can complete the business of this trip, get back home. I'll be checking in with you, OG. Peace and power.
Peace and power, brother. Lotus, did you want to tap in, brother, before you close this out?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Appreciate everybody taking the time to come in and listen. A good brother, Big Dog Philly OG's channel. Appreciate you, Key Norfolk, taking your time to come in here as well. Bless the chat and panel with those who are watching the video with your presence. This is it's a tough task, a tedious task, a very different approach than many might take in history, and observing history and breaking down stuff. So, I want to make sure that this stuff is out so it'll be known and people get understanding that, like, okay, now I can see why this discussion is going on. And now you can really challenge your professors, these people putting out these articles or whatever, trying to push a globe earth or say that we came on slave ships or any of this stuff. Now, I'm giving you the keys. I'm making sure you got the keys. I'm showing you to the door so you can bust out the information completely. So, you know what I'm saying, as I continue to go on and come on here on Wednesdays, it's going to be more and more information. And next week, it's time to talk about mind manufacture, mass produce, everything we want, need, and use, man, because we need a plan. We need to have a plan to do something with the situation going on in the world today, y'all. Yeah, we need to do something.
I'm with you, brother. You on point.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? So that's the direction I definitely want to start teaching, so everyone get understanding of exactly what I mean when I say mind manufacture, mass produce, everything we want, need, and use. It's total removal of anything involved in this system. Make our own system. I'm going to get back to teaching the 3D printing, the 4D printing. You can 3D print a home in 28 hours, y'all. If you get a whole block, let's say we got some billionaires, Millionaires. We got some people, and we all come together. We can build our own city. We can 3D print. We can build it the old-fashioned way with construction and all that, you know. But it's like it's to the point where now we just need to start doing it. So it's also a point where we need to understand maintenance, repair, overall maintenance, repair operations. I got 2 MRO, 3 MP. And with maintenance, repair operation, maintenance, repair overall, it's knowing how to fix everything that breaks, knowing how to build everything and make it in mass production. That means we need, like, a man needs to know how to make a car, needs to know how to make a bicycle, a modern bicycle that runs on an engine, to a motorcycle, to a Harley, to a car, all forms of cars, solar panel, electric, gas, I don't care. We need to know how to make all these things, or at least know how to build the machine to make all these things. We need to know about white goods, brown goods, and gray goods. We need to know how to make everything in our household. We need to know how all these things work and know how to make all these things that help sustain our life today and the things that we use in our daily life. We should all be able to make our own cell phones, our own TVs, our own everything. You know, when I became of age before my rites of passage, my father asked, like, son, you know how to use your hands. You know, a lot of people don't know, you know, what that really means when, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait, what do you mean? Turn the doorknob? Don't turn the key to get? Nah, you know how to use your hands. That means you know how to use your hands the way above average man, top elite, tinkering, inventing, innovating man. Like, do you know how to use your hands to the best of the ability of man? So all man should know how to do what all man can do. You know, that's what I'm here to push for, to secure 70 generations down the line. So I'm definitely coming in with that. The other stuff, even the frequency plus sound equals color, that's advanced. So maintenance, repair overall, maintenance, repair operation. My manufacture, mass produce everything when I need and use on my own preamble and constitution that I made for myself. Those are the 2 and 3 most acquired points. The other ones, complicated, and it's like a focus needs to be on these specific areas. I'm definitely gonna bust back into those 2 things. You know, the other ones, talk about it. Anybody want to look into it? It's cool. I love talking about it. Geodynamics, biodynamics, friction, fission, fusion, flora, and fauna. I love talking about these things, but we got to get a hold of our society. We need to make our own paradigm. No more shifts and out of whatever they got going on to whatever we can do within their paradigm. Nah, we need our own paradigm. We need our own everything. In that, I bid y'all farewell, good night, enjoy yourselves, love yourselves, love your relatives, your families, y'all. Peace.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. I'm looking forward to next week. I'll be coming back live tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Me, the Enemy's Public, and my brother Key Norfolk will be talking about another divorce in the system. You know, appreciate everything you did, my brother Lotus. And then Sunday, I have Yamasee University in. You know, so much respect. If y'all have any ideas for the platform, you can email me. I'm gonna put my brother Taz email in the chat if you're thinking about or want to join the chess tournament that we set up. I'm putting my brother Taz email in the chat. I'm gonna still make sure, Dominique, that your name get to him. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody in the house. Much respect. Appreciate the brother Lotus. I see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a good night. Let me put that brother Taz email. Like I said, if you're interested in the chess tournament, email my brother Taz. Shout out to the brother Lotus for the fire presentation. Appreciate you, brother. Looking forward to next week. I'm putting the brother Taz, if you're interested in the chess tournament. You know, anybody can hit my brother Taz. Probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll be having the chess tournament. And I'll be back live tomorrow with the Enemy's Public and my brother Key Norfolk. We're gonna do our divorcing the system. Nobody told y'all they love y'all. Tonight, OG and his family got nothing but love from y'all. Much love and respect. We out. Peace. And once again, shout out to Brother Lotus for excellent presentation.